I believe that listening is the most important part of a therapeutic relationship. That is why the first essay is all about listening. First, you'll need to watch the videos posted under the essay section of Moodle and select one for analysis. Please read the instructions in the course guidelines that outline important information like the weighting, due date, and page limit for the essay. You'll need to watch your selected recording several times to complete this assignment. The introduction of your essay should be only one paragraph and should take up less than half of a page. You need to grab the reader's attention by clearly outlining the significance and relevance of listening within a therapeutic relationship. You should not use the words significant and relevant. Instead, your statements should be clearly identifiable and supported by scholarly literature. To demonstrate the significance of listening, incorporate ideas that relate to why listening is important beyond nursing. Tell me why your topic is so important in one clear, concise statement. Make me want to read more of your paper. In the sample essay, I have used client pain and anxiety as examples. You may choose to look at other issues like patient depression or death rates. To demonstrate the relevance of listening, identify how listening is important for nurses. In the sample essay, I have said how nurses use listening in their work. It would be better to link listening to nurse satisfaction, burnout, or shortages. Again, your goal is to make me want to read your paper. Statistics or shocking information may be incorporated in these statements to catch the reader's attention. A good introduction will grab the reader's attention and make me want to read the rest of your paper. Remember to close your introduction with a sentence that flows into the next section of your paper. The next section of your paper is where you will get into listening to the person in your video. Since it is all based on the video, you will note that you do not need to incorporate literature into this section of the body of the paper. If appropriate, you may choose to use literature. Open this section with a clear statement that identifies the essence of your video. The client's name and experience should be identified in this sentence. Note that you only have one sentence to tell me what the recording is about. Throughout the rest of the next 2 or more paragraphs of your essay, you'll need to identify themes within the video. Themes need to be italicized. They should be as short as possible, preferably one word. Themes are feelings that the client is experiencing, such as anger, hope, loss, worry, regret, happiness, despair, and so on. Each theme must be supported by sufficient proof from the video to be considered for grading. Proof may be in the form of cues or quotations. The amount of proof needed depends on the nature of the theme and proof provided. You also get marks for incorporating different types of proof. Verbal cues can be used to support your themes. They include things like the client's tone of voice, inflection, rate of speech, or specific word choices. Quotations do not count, as separate marks are given for incorporation of quotations from the video. In order to describe what they mean, you need to link the cues with a theme. In the sample paper, I have highlighted verbal cues in blue. You can include as many verbal cues in your paper as you would like. Just be sure to meet the minimum requirement in the marking scheme. Nonverbal cues can also be used to support your themes. They include things you can see, like the client's tears, body language, facial movements, eye contact or movements. Again, in order to describe what they mean, you need to link the cues together with a theme. In the sample paper, I have highlighted nonverbal cues in green. You can include as many nonverbal cues in your paper as you would like. Just be sure to meet the minimum requirement in the marking scheme. You must also include supportive quotations from the recording within your essay. Quotations should also support your themes. Be careful not to overuse quotations. I would suggest using 4 or more short quotations. However, avoid having the majority of your text as quotations. Themes can be supported by a mixture of cues and/or quotations. Again, there is no minimum number set per theme, as the amount of support needed will depend on the context. It is likely that you will need to use more than the minimum number of cues and quotations in your paper. Be sure to close this section of your paper in a way that flows into the final section, which doubles as your conclusion since this is a 2-part paper. In the final paragraph of your essay, identify a situational, social, and institutional factor that may have influenced the way the client felt in your selected video. In this section of the paper, you do need to support your discussion of each of these factors with literature. A situational factor is likely the easiest to identify. Situational factors may relate to any of the circumstances that do not constitute social or institutional factors. This category is broad and can relate to anything about the client's situation that has influenced how he or she perceives it. For example, the timing of an event, preparation for it, personal experiences, among many other things, may be situational. Social factors relate to interactions with others. A common example is the presence or absence of a support system. What impact does this support have on the client's experience? Institutional factors relate to structures in society, not just the hospital system. These include rules, norms, and routines that guide behavior. The videos talk about external organizations or processes beyond the client's control that have either negatively or positively influenced the client's experience. For further help, go to the databases such as CINAHL and search for institutional factors. Then try narrowing your search using terms relevant to your essay. However, if you can think of one on your own, your article does not need to explicitly label the factor as an institutional one. A formal conclusion is not needed. For flow, end this paragraph with a sentence that ties into the need for a therapeutic relationship. Marks will be deducted in submitted assignments for lack of APA formatting. For this assignment, APA formatting includes the title page, body of the essay, citing and referencing of literature, academic writing, and quality of the reference list. Learners are encouraged to paraphrase viewpoints with appropriate referencing. Quotations from the literature will not be considered for grading. Do not use first person. Late submissions will not be read. A grade of 0 will apply. Assignments will not be accepted unless a new due date has been negotiated with the course professor. Extension requests must be made prior to the due date and time. Please refer to your course guidelines and student handbook for more information. And please let me know if you have any further questions.